Hello and good morning. This is Andy McCann coming to you from Woodstock, Georgia, where I own CrossFit Garage, and I want to help you build a firm foundation in fitness, food, and finance, basically helping you look good naked and becoming harder to kill. So, a question comes up a lot. Andy, do I have to do CrossFit? The answer is no. The best program for you is the one that you'll actually do. So, I have family members that are into it. My sister owns a gym. My other sister is a coach. I own a gym and I coach. And then I've got two other siblings that absolutely hate it. So it's not genetic. It's not environment. I don't really know why people lean into it. When they find it, some people are like, this is the best thing ever. I do know this. CrossFit is a hack to health and fitness when time is a priority or an issue. So for example, I found this when I had 4 children, all under the age of 10. I was working a traveling sales job and I just didn't have that much time. I wanted to do some cool adventure races out in the woods and stuff, but I just couldn't go out and train for 2 or 3 hours a day. I had other stuff I needed to do. So I was introduced to CrossFit. I said, I'll give it a shot. I've been doing this for 20 years-ish, since 2007. Yes, almost 20 years. And its methodology, constantly varied, functional movements, executed high intensity sometimes. So high intensity would be like 70, 75%. It's not 100% intensity. And some days are just move days. But that is enough to move the needle in a dramatic way, especially depending on your starting point. It'll get you stronger. It'll get you more cardio. It'll get you more muscular endurance. I mean, it does everything for you as long as you keep the program constantly varied. Many times people are like, well, Andy, can we lift more? And the answer is yes, you can do whatever you want. You're an adult. We have a backdoor access to the gym, 24/7 access, so you can come and do whatever. Now, what I can't do is say your desire to lift more translates to everyone else in the gym's desire to lift more. That's actually not true. The desire is CrossFit. And then you want to lean into whatever you want to do. And you could do that in the workout or you could do that on your own. It doesn't really matter. But CrossFit at its core has got to be the biggest hack to health and fitness that I have ever found. All right, so I do own CrossFit Garage, so yes, I am biased. But I ran track for Georgia Tech. I played sports my whole life, and I can tell you, I've done a lot of stuff. This is the most consistent, almost 20 years, that I have ever been. 3 or 4 days a week, sometimes 5 or 6. And it allows me to do everything that I want to do. And I don't have any medication. I don't really even have a primary doctor. So I don't know. It seems like if you eat well and move well, I mean, it's going to go well. If you eat the standard American diet, you will get these standard American problems, right? I don't think that CrossFit is for everyone. There is a subsection of people who can't do tough. And I don't mean that in a wrong way. It's just like, I have a friend and she says, I don't sweat. I'm like, perfect. This would never be for you. She just doesn't like to sweat. I don't know. I don't know exactly what that means. If it's just a small saying to encompass everything else, or quite literally, I just don't like the feeling of sweat. I don't know, but it's definitely not for anyone, but anyone can do it. If your goal is to be Mr. Olympia, then I probably wouldn't do CrossFit. That's not what it's going to get you to be. It's going to make you more athletic. In these 20 years, many people have said, Andy, this will make me bulky. I don't want to be bulky. No, it makes you athletic. So it's usually ladies. It takes a very fine genetic predisposition for a lady to even look somewhat bulky. And if they look at CrossFit women, they're probably that genetically disposed, but they're also doing stuff. So many people that compete in CrossFit competitions on the high end get nailed for, drugs and things like that. So I'm not into that. I don't really care. Well, I'm not into the drugs and stuff. I'm also not into CrossFit competition at a high level. CrossFit competition for fun? Yes. High level? So I'm going to the games and to wreck my body to get there? Not at all. All right. If your goal is to win a marathon, yeah, probably not CrossFit. If your goal is I want to bench 600 pounds, probably not CrossFit. CrossFit will make you better at being human and movement, not like the emotional human, but the mechanical human. So, yeah, it's not for everybody, but it can work for anybody. So then the question becomes, what problem are you trying to solve? For me, initially, it was time. I just didn't have the time to do all these other things. Like go to the gym and do back, bi, chest and tri and legs, and then rotate that and be there for 2.5 hours and to only get muscle bits, and then them tell you can't do cardio because that'll ruin all your muscles, or try to do cardio and they're like, you can't lift because that messes up all your cardio. So I just think all that stuff is stupid. I like putting it all together. That's what you do in sports anyway. So what are the questions that you could, like, why are you doing this, or what problems you're trying to solve? So maybe you're looking at it and you say, hey, which program out there burns more calories? Which one builds more muscles? Which one would help you lose more fat? Which one, I don't know, is more entertaining or has better music or is cheaper? I mean, there's nothing cheaper than just go out on the sidewalk and jog, but does that actually get you where you're going? So sometimes people say, hey, I did go out and jog and it didn't make me harder to kill, whatever. No, duh. It's just jogging. Any idiot can do that. Your body, I mean, if you're doing nothing, yeah, it's going to help, but your body is the ultimate adaptation machine. It wants to go to survival or easy. It doesn't want to grow. You have to force it to grow because it's going to adapt to the stimulus you put it under. If you do pretty much nothing, yeah, your body will slip down to that. So my question is, what kind of life do I want to live at 70? Well, I want to have all my faculties in my brain. I want to have all my faculties and be able to move. I want to enjoy life and not be a burden. I don't want to be one of those guys on a rocker or a walker or a wheelchair or on oxygen and all that stuff. I want to be like Emery. He comes into the gym and he is crushing it. And he is past retirement. And he's like, I'm just chilling and having fun. And the dude can move. I don't know what he did younger wise, but he's here now and he's moving great. I want to be like that, right? Okay. A question becomes, why are we training? What are we doing this for? Many times it's just because I want to look good naked. Okay, totally cool. That would really be about, you should eat better and do some strength training, because muscle shows up well in eating. If you eat better, then you will help drop the junk off and the swelling and the inflammation and reduce some fat, and that would probably make you look the best. You don't actually need to do cardio. No one looks at your lungs and says, oh, look at their lungs, they're so beautiful, right? They don't do that. So cardio doesn't show up, but muscles and eating show up. So what are you training for? If someone's coming after you, a bear's chasing you or whatever, am I training for that? Could I run? Could I climb? Could I lift? Could I carry? Could I throw? Could I crawl? Could I recover? You know, what's happening, and can I respond to the situation? Now, it doesn't have to be attacked, but it's like, what is life giving you? And is that what you're training for? Better life. I mean, that's me. I'm not just training for leg day. That's kind of dumb. So that's a piece of the puzzle. Is life doesn't care if you just did legs. If you just did legs and I don't know, dog's chasing you, I mean, the dog's going to get you, right? Life demands everything. It's like you have to be ready. And CrossFit kind of lends you to that, to be, they call it GPP, General Physical Preparedness. So I'm roughly prepared for just about anything. Am I the best at any one thing? No, that's not what CrossFit is about. Okay, so you can compare it against the things that you could do out there. Traditional bodybuilding. So this is like the days of back, bi, chest, and tri, then leg day. So that's what they would do. So back and bi is Monday, chest and tri is Tuesday, Wednesday is leg day, then you repeat the cycle. You keep away from each of the movement for 3 days, giving it those two full days of rest, and hypertrophy kicks in and you grow bigger muscles. So the pro of that, of course, is you grow bigger muscles. You're able to build muscles, not necessarily completely stronger, but it is obviously bigger muscle, you are going to be stronger. But there are smaller CrossFitters that are just as strong. So there is a difference between the density and the recruitment of your muscle fiber that you'd have to go into. So it is great for aesthetics. I mean, if you lift, you look good, especially if you edit the way you eat. It's easy to progress. You just put on more weight. So it's not really complicated. Usually you're doing things like deadlift, back squat, bench press, things like that. So it's not, I mean, you could look at if you're at a Globo gym, you could look at the little chart beside you and it says, hey, you should do the movement like this. So it's not hard to get going in there. It does build confidence. I mean, looking good builds confidence, right? What it doesn't offer, though, is any conditioning whatsoever. If you turned your weightlifting session into reps for speed, then maybe there's some conditioning, but that's usually not what's going on with hypertrophy. It also doesn't necessarily train athletic movement. So very few times are you required athletically to be on your back and press up. Usually if you're on your back and like you're wrestling, then you're getting pinned. So you have 3 seconds to do something. Pressing a person off of you that's squeezing down on you isn't usually the thing that's going to happen. So that by itself, like even a squat, there's not many opportunities in an athletic event to do a full squat or to do a deadlift, but they do build muscle. It can create like just muscles to show off. Like you'll see a lot of times in bodybuilding, they'll drill in and be specific on a thing like, I want my forearm to look better, like proportionally or whatever. Does it matter? No, but they do that for show. So yes, it's probably best for, I want to look amazing, which is weird because you're like, wait, I thought bodybuilding was for health. Yeah, I'm not really. If you go look at the history of bodybuilding, you'll see the people that have done it, that come out of it, that don't move very good or have lost a lot of themselves to it, right? And then there's powerlifting. Powerlifting would be a little bit different than bodybuilding. Bodybuilding, like I said, you're going to target some things and be focused, like you would do a lot of calf raises, things like that. So it's movements in isolation. Powerlifting is just the power lifts. So it's back squat, bench press, deadlift, maybe strict press as well. So it does build strength. It is incredibly simple to progress. Hey, you could follow Mark Ripeto's starting strength, add 5 pounds or 1 rep. You get to see some numbers to really chase, but the movements are very limited. It's like, if I had to choose powerlifting versus Olympic lifting, I would do Olympic lifting every day. It's more dynamic, it's more athletic, you're putting more body pieces together. So the movements in this one are limited. Yes, it is a sport and you can go compete in it, but I mean, it's just the strongest person lifts, whatever, or the guy with the tightest shirt wins, right? Limited conditioning, and it's hard to do powerlifting with people because you need to do your sets in your time, and it doesn't always jive with what everybody else is doing. Yes, you will become unbelievably strong. That's what it's geared to, but you could actually end up with just powerlifting and nothing else. Enormous, like big, but not like beach big, right? So you have to edit the way you eat still. Okay, so running. I mean, everyone has been doing this forever because I guess when the tiger's chasing you or when you're trying to go after the antelope, you run. Okay, so obviously running is great for cardiovascular endurance. So that's going to help you go a long time. Again, nobody can see that. You would have to go out and do a race and then post it and be like, look what I can do, because no one's going to notice, right? It is super cheap. You literally just need actually, you don't even need shoes if you do it the way the runners in Africa, or is it Africa or is it Mexico? I don't know. The barefoot guys. It's good. All of these are good for mental health, but a lot of people say, hey, running really helps me clear my mind. Is it true? For me, no, not really. It's easy access. So you can go run anywhere. You can run, like I said, on the sidewalk. You can go to a trail. Right now, I'm really enjoying, it's not running, it's biking, but going down to the Greenway and biking their 8-mile cement path and then biking back. It takes about an hour and 5 minutes for me to do 16 miles. And I don't really feel like it's a plug for fitness. Like, hey, I'm really getting fitness out of this. I already do CrossFit and it's like I'm overfit for that. But I would like to do more bike ride races, and I don't train that very often. So getting my legs used to it and my rear end used to the seat, I think is very valuable. So I spend an hour of pedaling. Yes, I could do it from home. I just detest working out at home. And that was last week's podcast. You can go listen to that stuff. Running, though, because of the what it does and your body's desire to adapt, it's not going to build muscle. It even might take away some of your muscle. There is a high repetition use of, and so therefore injuries like knees and ankles and so forth. So you do, if you're going to do this and choose this, totally fine. You just need to make sure that you have some sort of recovery protocol so you keep your joints A-okay, because they're going to get touched with friction and compression. Typically, moving your arms back and forth doesn't really do anything to build up your body. So you will see a lopsided development, which can be okay if you're like, hey, look at my legs. This is pretty bad. But look at my arms. They're really bad. The other side is some sort of, boot camp. So you got boot camp, F45, OrangeTheory, those sort of things that try to bundle up an efficient workout in under an hour, get you in and out and go. And it's very low barrier to entry and not demanding athletically, so anyone can kind of come in and mostly do what they're doing. So the pro is it's fun, you do sweat. There's other people around you, so there's some accountability built in, and you're building calories. There's really not much in terms of the other stuff of fitness that you're getting. It's better than nothing, but I've had multiple members come out of OrangeTheory going, oh, this CrossFit is going to be easy. And then they're like, what the hell was that? It's very different. and they stick with us. And they're like, I didn't know. I thought it was the exact same thing. It is not even close. All right. The cons for those sort of things is because they have the movements that are not very complicated, there's going to be less coaching and there is no progression. You kind of do the same things over and over and over. It's very hard to individualize because you're kind of in a group circuit environment. And so you kind of got to do what everybody's doing. Now you can adjust the weight sizes or maybe how hard you're pulling on the rower or something, but there's not a terrible amount of individualization or customization. I would say that it's probably more entertainment than fitness and education. Again, it's better than nothing, but man, to see the needle move from people that leave and they're like, I've been doing OrangeTheory for 5 years. And they come do CrossFit and they're like, well, holy crap. You're like, well, I'm not saying you wasted 5 years, but you sort of stayed in kindergarten that whole time. Right. So I think if you're not, well, maybe it's like this. I need somebody to make me do it. Okay, those are good. They're still going to cost about the same, so why not do CrossFit instead? I don't know. I don't know. You're just nervous, afraid, or something. I just would never really jump into those personally. I would do the other stuff first. I don't know. I just don't. I don't want to be patronized. I want to try and do stuff. Now, I say that knowing full well that not many people in the gym want to climb the rope. That's totally fine. It doesn't really matter. That's not really part of it. You could do whatever you want. You're an adult. Okay, so the other thing you can do, instead of following any of these like programs or ethos like powerlifting and so forth, you could just go to a big old global gym like LA Fitness and do whatever. So it's usually relatively cheap, but what they're trying to do is get a bunch of members that don't show up that all pay. And so I just have a problem with, if the scheme is to scheme you out of actually showing up and just take your money, I don't know, that they're not really selling health and fitness. They're selling seats that they hope nobody takes. So they're sort of taking advantage of your fear and uncertainty and then saying, hey, pay us. You know, like my daughter has a membership to a gym that she doesn't use. I'm like, hey, you should probably end that. She's like, I'll go one day. So she's not even using it, but she thinks, hey, I'm doing pretty good because I have a membership. I'm like, you have a CrossFit gym you could come to. Anyway, so they're cheap, it's flexible. There's tons of equipment. The cons are there's really no coaching. And if you do find a coach over there, it's usually like a teenager or just 20-year-old, like just got into 20s, and they don't really know what they're doing. But it's easy to skip. No one's going to care. And there's no accountability, really. I guess if you're going to do that and you had a couple of people you went with, that would be better. But if you're like, I already know exactly what I want to do and I can motivate myself, then it could be a good option. You do have a lot of equipment and a lot of things you can do. The other one you can do, the other side of just going to the global gym, is adding personal training in. I mean, this is great. If you want to shortcut the process, hire a coach or a mentor. The problem is it does cost the most. So the pros for that is going to be individualized. It's going to be typically more safe than anything you've ever done because you have somebody actually watching you do the stuff. And you pick up the skills or fast, you learn quickly because you have somebody guiding you through. So it's like, it is definitely the easiest on-ramping because somebody's there to walk you through. But like I said, it's super expensive. It doesn't really elude itself to build community because you're doing personal training, one-on-one training, not like 1 on 10. So you don't usually get to meet people. So I am a big fan of connection, especially now as I get older. And so I don't know, I think missing out on that piece is tough. So if you lack attention, maybe it's a good option despite whatever your goals are, because a personal trainer should be able to do anything, right? Sport would be another way. Just go out and play sport. Dude, it's fun. It's competitive. There's specific skills. The bad thing or the con or whatever is many times the sports are seasonal. So you could rotate indoor, outdoor, or whatever. If it gets too hot, too cold, that's not great. I guess you could do, if it's too hot, you could show up early, but too cold, I mean, there's nothing really you can do about that, and put on more clothing. It does help with overall athletic fitness, very similar to CrossFit, but it becomes very sport specific. The unfortunate part too is if you're not doing things to help strengthen or train up, then you're just doing like the event, like, I don't know, playing soccer or whatever, you will eventually twist too much and your knee's going to go because you weren't giving it anything else except sport, and you don't always twist that way. So it doesn't know to expect it. Although out of all the choices, I would lean on that one. That one would be probably the most fun for me and keep me going, especially with accountability and community. Okay, so what about CrossFit? CrossFit isn't trying to be the best at any one thing. Actually, I pulled up the CrossFit's website. And I think it's pretty cool. You can go into what is CrossFit. CrossFit workouts combine functional movements, strength training, and cardio in dynamic, high-intensity group sessions. Guided by professional coaching and nutrition support, CrossFit delivers unmatched fitness results you can see and feel with consistent programming worldwide. CrossFit brings together athletes of every level to train, grow, and thrive together. So that does say it, but it's hard to encapsulate in a sentence. I would go out and try it. It's going to hit on everything we just talked about and more. The problem is you'll never be a specialist. So isn't going to try to teach you to pole vault. You're just not going to be that good. Like, I always find it funny when people are like, hey, I would like to get better at clean and jerk. I'm like, perfect. Like, why can't I get better quicker? I'm like, you can, but realize the clean and jerk is a sport event in the Olympics. It's its whole own thing. So to be super awesome at it is kind of tough. That's why it's in the Olympics. It's a very specialized skill, and we touch on it. We hit it more than most, but it's not like we spend an hour a day, 5 days a week touching on the clean and jerk. So yes, you could do it on your own, or you can be like what I feel. Hey, I am pretty good at doing it. I'm not awesome, but I'm pretty damn good. That's good for me. I'm getting the effects in the body push from the clean and jerk without having to spend the tedious amounts of time to become the best of the best of the best, right? So CrossFit really pushes into everything. Sure, it's a 10 general physical characteristics. They talk about strength, power, endurance, balance, coordination, accuracy, agility, mobility, speed, stamina, recovery, mental toughness, community, and consistency. So all these things that it jumps into. There are pros and cons to CrossFit, for sure. So some of the biggest strengths of CrossFit is the coaching. You have somebody to watch you. It's not one-on-one personal training, so it's not like you're getting, what is it, like $80 for an hour? I think a class comes out to maybe $7. So it's a pretty good deal considering what's going on. So you get coaching. They're going to teach you, they're going to correct you, and they're going to encourage you. Mostly, obviously keep you safe too. So that's a huge strength. There is a community. It's hard to sell that one. Like, everyone's going to say, oh, we love our community. But I think really the gem is to find the community that fits you and then grow with it. So we offer a lot of things to do at our gym that are different and outside the box, and pun intended. So like rock climbing, men's group, D&D and board games, pickleball, whatever, right? So we do a lot of things community-wise. Partake of it or don't. It's up to you. But if you think, wow, if you're at our gym and you're like, hey, nobody has really talked to me, that's probably a you problem. You probably need to check your face and see if you have RBF or something, because we are pretty damn friendly and we invite people to something all the time. You just have to say yes every once in a while, right? There is measurable progress. So we track everything, because things that are tracked get attention, and those that get attention will improve. So we're looking for personal records. We're tracking your times, your loads, benchmark workouts like, Murph, Grace, Fran, whatever. So we want to see you progress, not just, yes, I'm stronger. Yes, I'm more cardiovascular or whatever. I have more endurance. But in this event, Grace, let's say, I was able to do better. That's just a really good indication that you're fitter. If you're able to do the same thing you did before but faster, that's fitter. Or the same thing before, you add weight in the same time, well, you did more, right? The other thing I really like about it is it's ultimately scalable. You could literally swap in anything you need to adjust for ability, whether you're 82, whether you're 10, whether you have one arm. I mean, that would make it a lot harder, obviously. But you can scale to help you not just, I can't do that movement, but grow into the movement. So for example, I can't do pull-ups. Okay, well, we have ring rows. We have assisted pull-ups. You can put a band at the bottom on the J-hooks and use it like a trampoline to bounce up. You can wrap the band around the pull-up bar and put your foot in it and use it like a bungee cord pulling you up. You can do negatives. You can make the ring rows very easy or more aggressive. There's just so many things you could do to help build into that thing so that you can gain the skill rather than saying, well, I'll never do that. Like, there's a great video of Akila went up the rope. She's like, I would like to. I'm the oldest I've ever been, however old she is. She's the oldest she's ever been. Right now, we all are. She just had a baby. So she's like, hey, can I reclaim my fitness? Yes. Can I gain new skills? Yes, she just did. So good on her. Good stuff. Probably my favorite thing about CrossFit is it's constantly varied. So we're never doing the same thing all the time. Sometimes you do like accidentally fall into, like, I think there was like 6 Tuesdays in a row that they had the lift day was on a Tuesday. Why? I don't know. It hasn't been like that since, but there were a couple weeks when that happened. Typically, it's a little bit of everything. Actually, I think I can pull up their workouts. Let me see if I can do that. See what they got. Workout of the day. There we go. So workout of the day is one called Omar. So it's thrusters and burpees. Let's see. How do I go to? I can go to yesterday. I can't go tomorrow because it's not here. It was their rest day. We don't put those in there. We let you rest whenever. So then there was a 5K run. The day before that, there was hang squat cleans and a rope climb. The day before that, so 3 days on, 1 day off is their normal rotation. So that was another rest day. And then, let's see, there's front rack, reverse lunges, knees to elbows, and calories on the bike. So you can see this is constantly varied. Is it random? No. Deadlifts was next. Then we've got running and shoulder taps and other gymnastic skills. So it's constantly varied functional movements. Things we would probably like to do all day or get better at. So it's just easy to show up and not be bored. Plus, I like the people, so it makes it a lot of fun. So, let's see. But wait, Andy, don't CrossFitters hurt themselves a lot? No, stupid people hurt themselves a lot. I've been doing CrossFit for 20 years. I haven't hurt myself. Well, I take that back. I've done stupid things and hurt myself, not CrossFit. Constantly varied functional movements executed at high intensity. That can't hurt you. Now, doing the movement, whatever it is, like we were doing ring muscle ups. The fact that I'm 52 and I can do them was pretty damn cool. I did one more and my hand slipped through the ring and my wrist hurts. Did I go to the doctor? No. Does it hurt? Yes. It's been 2 weeks. It feels pretty good. It's healing. I kept doing. I just scaled and modified because of my wrist. Now, will CrossFit hurt? No, methodologies don't hurt. A methodology, a belief system or whatever, it's just a theory. It's just a methodology. It doesn't hurt. Putting it into practice could if you do really dumb stuff or if you have poor coaching. Or like we got a buddy that came to the gym that was doing some adventure races with us and he said, hey, you guys are too far away. There's a gym closer. I'm going to try that one. I'm like, definitely try a closer gym. That's the best thing you could do. Close is great. They are very much into everyone should do RX. You should barf. And it's not the same. I think that's a bad environment. Yes, we used to do that back in like 2009, 10. But that's how CrossFit was. We've dramatically changed that because the methodology fits if you're not stupid and you don't have to hammer it down every day. I'm living proof. Okay, so you could get injury if you don't listen to your own body, if you've never done it and you try or you go heavier. I mean, I would just ask the coach. Typically, they know. If the coach doesn't really coach or doesn't know anything, then yes, that could be an opportunity for some injury. It's too intense. Sort of. The secret of the sauce is in the intensity. Because you're moving with purpose, it does build. But I think what people miss is it's relative intensity. It's not, we all must finish this workout in 5 minutes. No, scale it back, modify it, and then the intended stimulus is 5 minutes. So it's not exactly what people think, like, oh, we all have to do the exact same thing and really go hard and throw up. No, that's not it. So intensity, it's not, it's you know, the movements are executed at high intensity, not ultimate intensity, right? So again, 70% of your effort, probably somewhere in that zone. Some people will tell you that Olympic lifting is dangerous. Well, there's a lot of people that Olympic lift. And yes, it is true. If there's an accident, it can be catastrophic. Like a guy dropped the bar on his back and broke his back. I forgot his name. He was a redhead and he works for CrossFit headquarters. But in general, you don't hear of people hurting themselves doing Olympic lifts. Olympic lift, if done correctly, there should be no hurt. It shouldn't be pounding. It shouldn't be surprising. You should know exactly what's happening. It's at the edges of extreme that you find the issue. Hey, I'm going to go for a 1 rep max. Yes, you're pushing your body there, you're pushing your ability. That could be problematic. Olympic lifts, they're not dangerous on their own. The implementation, stupidly, can be dangerous. I already kind of said this one. I don't want to get bulky. Yeah, you're not going to get bulky. You have to have if CrossFit was definitely going to make people bulky, no one else would do anything else. Everyone would start doing CrossFit. They would get bulky, then they would adjust their diet down, so they would just be shredded. It just doesn't happen like that. It makes you athletic. So yeah, CrossFit isn't perfect. It's because CrossFit is an affiliate program, not a franchise. The guidance from them is minimal, or how about this? I take that back. The guidance, there's a lot of guidance, but it's not enforced. Therefore, you could have two gyms in the same city that operate and show completely different. So you do need to watch out for that. I have done several videos for Coach Jamie. She has therapy clients who say, hey, I'd like to do CrossFit, but I'm in Macon or Brunswick. Well, what do you think about gyms down here? So I will do a video on gyms in Brunswick and say, hey, if it were me and looking at their websites, I would probably start with these. And usually my answer is, do they look accommodating on their website, and do they have a schedule that fits you? Because the schedule is important. If they don't have classes at the time you want them, then it's never going to work. I also like if they've got nutrition or some opportunity for open gym, like 24/7 access, because you can't always be there because life throws you wrenches, right? Some coaches probably shouldn't be coaching, but I can tell for 100% certainty, sometimes owners get burned out and they just need somebody. So this is why we're developing a deep bench of coaches, and it's of people who've been doing CrossFit for a while. So they know what they're doing. They just maybe haven't been coaching for a while. So I will help build them up on that. And if the owner, I guess I look for this one too, if the owner does all the coaching themselves, they're going to be burnt out, and it's just tough to put on the show that many classes in a row. So I always look for extra support or extra coaches, right? CrossFit isn't very good at helping people with their egos. So if you've got an athletic ego and you want to show off, I mean, there could be a mom in the gym that crushes you. And if you are not okay with that, then yeah, I mean, it's not for you, right? So the visual cueing of your body isn't always indicative of the performance you'll have in a workout. So there are other things that could happen, like people sacrifice mechanics for intensity. I'm like, yeah, sometimes there's a reason for that. It is a class. So if you can't fit the class schedule, then that can be a problem. So there are some negatives, right? So basically, if you're anybody that's a normal human looking to live a good life now as well as in your 90s, then you're probably looking at CrossFit and you probably should do it. If you want to play with your grandkids, you want to climb mountains, you want to carry groceries, move furniture, do paddleboarding, ski, hike, do a High Rocks event, do some Spartan events, avoid the nursing home, look good naked, feel capable, and stay independent. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much CrossFit is for you. I suppose you could look at it in terms of like cars. So a Ferrari is amazing. A Jeep is amazing. A semi-truck is amazing for what it does. Motorcycles, super cool. But none of them can do everything. They have specialties. CrossFit isn't like that. CrossFit is kind of more like a high-end SUV. So it won't beat a Ferrari for sure, but it'll outpull it. It won't beat a semi at hauling, but it'll beat it on speed, right? It won't beat a Jeep in rough terrain, but it's going to be more comfortable while trying, right? You won't be as fast as a motorcycle, but you'll be more protected, right? So it's good at doing almost everything really well, but it's not perfect at any of those things. So for us personally here at the CrossFit Garage, I guess I don't really care for people who are the best exercisers. So I don't put a huge push on events in terms of like, let's go to the games. I do like events in terms of push yourself. That's sport. I've had people do some of our events, and like in the event, there's like, hey, do your max clean and jerk. And they do more than they've ever done before. So sometimes the environment hypes you and you finally produce, you break out of your shell. So I like it for that. I like it for the camaraderie. I don't want the best exercisers. There's other gyms that specialize in CrossFit as a sport. That is not us. So what I'm looking for is members who want to become harder to kill. members who want to be part of a community, members that want to move well and do things outside of the gym for fun, members that look at their kids and say, I want to be there. I don't want to be a statistic. Members that I play pickleball, members that say, I do want to look good naked. I would love to adjust my food. That's scary though, right? Hey, so that's another thing. Many of you in our gym as well that do CrossFit have muscles, but it's hidden under what you eat. You need to adjust what you eat. I would hire Coach Jennifer, Coach Josiah, Coach Matt, one of them to do their nutrition coaching and do it for like 1 or 2 months. Learn and then take that with you. Okay. In the end, the best program is the one you'll do. I think CrossFit is the biggest hack to health and fitness in the history of the world, but hey, who am I? I'm just a 52-year-old that can outperform most people most of the time. Now, not at our gym, but most normal people. At our gym, I am slowly falling down the ranks as more people listen to me and say, hey, I should probably just aim for the attendance stimulus and show up. I'm like, I know, right? I should probably adjust the way I eat. I know, right? And you get glorious things that come from that. So, is CrossFit for everyone? No. Is CrossFit for you? Maybe. It depends on your goals. It depends what you're trying to do. It is probably the best at the general approach to move all the things upwards for health and fitness, but you still have to show up. But you still need to move with some intensity. But you should probably adjust the way you eat. So why CrossFit instead of everything else? Again, all of those things, but land on the thing that you'll do. If I met a guy the other day, we went to do some biking. He said, hey man, honestly, I'll never join the gym because I don't want to pay the cost. I mean, yeah, that's fine. Totally fair. But this is interesting. I did this in the last podcast. The normal 50-year-old is spending like, I think it was $12,000 a year. So what is that? It's $1,000 a month in pills and whatever. I don't spend anything. I spend $175 plus my credit card fee for a gym. And I'm really dang healthy and fit. So not only am I not spending on those drugs, I have a really good life that I can do pretty much what I want to mechanically. Yes, I'm learning to become better as a human in terms of emotions, and that's taken some time. So guys, hey, if you're in the Woodstock area, come see us. If you're not, let me know where you're at. I'll try to help you find a gym. Y'all take care.